Yo, so what's going on?
What up?
Yeah, so welcome back to the last but not least podcast.
For sure.
I'm your boy, Mr. Snapper, a.k.a. JT, a.k.a. Seth, a.k.a. I don't have to get ready because I stay ready. Believe that.
And this your boy KG, a.k.a. Troy Fontaine, a.k.a. if I make your girl smile, she gonna be with me for a while.
She gone. Hey,
gone.
That's what he said. I ain't say that. Now, so let's get into the next topic real quick. Let's not keep the people waiting.
Okay, let's jump into it.
We did a little poll on Snapchat, and everybody want to hear us talk about this R. Kelly situation, right? Very controversial. As I mentioned in the last podcast, as anybody who know me, bro, I'm real big on 90s R&B, 90s hip hop, et cetera, et cetera. You can't have a conversation about 90s R&B without talking about R. Kelly.
Nah, you can't. 12 Play was that 12 Play was that album that you needed.
And it's crazy because it's still riding.
It's still riding. It's got some
that.
songs on there that's in your playlist for your baby making, your love song, all that.
Oh my God. So for those who don't know or are unaware, R. Kelly was sentenced to an additional 20 years in prison. Meaning I think he's serving a 12-year sentence or something like that. Yeah. So in total, he'll serve 32 years in prison before he gets out of jail. And I think he still has another case pending.
Yeah, he do.
So
somebody threw out, I think they threw it out in New York.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Somebody threw it out in New York. But other than that, the other cases, they gonna ride.
Gotcha. Well, and before we get started, I am in no way advocating what he's being accused of or what he's been convicted of. Having that, being that heinous, being that criminal, being that blatant, when it comes to laying up with underage women, I can't condone that behavior. I can't, under no circumstances.
I agree.
32 years is a long time for anything.
I mean, how old is Robert?
Robert is, I think, 40.
Look it up real quick.
I think he's 50 at this point. Sure. I would have to assume he's in his 50s because
he's probably in his 50s.
He was hot back in the early 90s. Robert Sylvester Kelly is 56 years old.
56. So 56 plus 32. He gonna be what?
88. This man gonna be 88
when he get out.
By the time he's supposed to be released. Now, granted, there's always, good behavior, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. Will he do the whole 32 years? That's neither here nor there.
No.
I'll have to say this. 32 years is a long time for any crime, right?
No.
That's a long time, bro.
It's a long time, but not for any crime. How much time would you want to give a person that killed somebody that you know, family member, friend, whatever?
Oh, I don't want them to serve no time. I want them to get out so I can handle that. But,
okay.
I mean, I get what you're saying. If somebody killed somebody that I loved and they was in custody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I get that. I'm just saying, as far as what can transpire in the period of 30 years.
He could fucking die in that motherfucker.
He's probably going to die in there. So, and I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with him getting 32 years. What I'm not okay with is him getting 32 years and nobody else being held accountable for that, right? So, if you've seen any of the documentaries or anything like that, all these cases were relatively the same. You got some parents that was dropping their daughter off to this guy who was already well known to be or alleged to be a sex offender.
And that's what I didn't understand. How do you drop your child off to a grown man's house without you staying and supervise? Because you don't know this man from black or blue.
Right.
So why would you just say, oh, yeah, go ahead, baby, go have fun?
Well, because they wanted stardom. That's the problem. Is that's where I think it's getting lost, because obviously R. Kelly's a monster, right? And if we're gonna be honest, if R. Kelly actually owned his music, he probably wouldn't be in jail right now. Probably. Because he would have enough money to fight these cases and settle out without seeing any jail time. The fact that he don't own none of his masters. He don't own none of that stuff. That's the only reason why it's still on Apple Music and Spotify. They didn't pull his music, not because he's a horrible person, but because whoever owns that music wants their check.
Exactly.
That's why they're not going to pull that music. But if he were to have access to that catalog and all the music he's made, I'm telling you, he wouldn't have went to jail, because he'd have been able to pay these people off. Because I hate to say it, that's probably more what this is about other than what was actually done. Because as I said, they were walking their daughters into his house.
Exactly.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
I couldn't do it.
What did the sex tape came out like in 2003, right? Yeah. The original sex tape. Mm-hmm. R. Kelly did so much music between now and then. There were so many other victims.
He did a lot of music before 2003.
Right.
And after 2003.
Right. So it's like, I'm a little frustrated that none of the parents are being held accountable.
Yeah.
Because as a parent, as a father, and I have a daughter, there's no way I would walk my daughter into a pedophile's house.
That's crazy.
You know, or whatever the terminology is for somebody prepubescent or whatever it's called. I would never walk my daughter in somebody's house that I would think, why would I be walking my 14, 15-year-old daughter over to a grown man's house to begin with, whether he had been accused or not? Right. So then the idea is that now I'm in order to jump her career off, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to drop him off at R. Kelly's house? Come on, man.
That's crazy.
Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me. So, you know, I mean, that there has to be some negligence on the parents' side of it, and I think they should be held accountable.
They should.
To some degree.
But they probably trying to get a check, like he did something wrong.
Yeah, and you know, and unfortunately, that's the business, right? And there are people who go through trauma, right? And people are sexual assaulted or whatever, SA. And they're raped. We're not going to say the real word, but they're raped and things like that. And, you know, oftentimes those cases get swept under the rug or you have to settle out of court. And there was some substantial things that's going on. Not to say that didn't happen here, but I will say that it's a little suspicious that everybody was promised a career. And once the career didn't bear any fruit, then all of a sudden now everybody has a problem. And, you know, I don't think two wrongs make a right.
It don't.
But I mean, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, let's be realistic. Some of these parents should be in jail too.
They should. They should be right on trial with him.
Yeah. So
you put your child in his hands. You gave him the yes. Yeah, we're gonna leave our child in your house in your care. So whatever happens is on him.
I agree.
I
agree. So now comes the question: what do we do with the music?
Hey. We doing what we doing now. We still listening to it. They ain't pulled it off the shelves yet.
Hey so man, when he hit me with the,
I don't know how to hog tie people.
I was just like, I believed it. Now I think he did everything else,
right?
But I believe he don't know how to hog tie people.
So,
but
the music is gonna still play. That's what I think.
Yeah, and a lot of people are upset about that, right? They don't like that view. You know, when cancel culture hits hard, you know what I'm saying, they try to pull everything away, you know what I'm saying? But there's some things, some people that are just uncancelable, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Who is uncancelable? Everybody is cancelable.
R. Kelly is uncancelable.
I don't think
his music is.
His music is.
Yeah, his music is.
But you think his music?
His music is definitely, you can't, if right now, right, somebody stood up in the middle of an auditorium and said, what the hell is going on between the sheets in my home? Baby, see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's like second nature, bro.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that you condone what he did, but the music is going to be the music. And I enjoyed the music before I knew these allegations were afoot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I Believe I Can Fly was, I think, the graduation song for like the third grade.
Yeah, I think I sung it at a graduation. I don't know which one, but I sung it at a graduation.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. Space Jam had I Believe I Can Fly. How can you, first Space Jam?
I don't think the music is going anywhere.
Right.
Him as a person, okay, yeah,
right.
We got our opinions, we know the facts. But the music, we know the facts on that. It's good music.
Yeah.
It's just period. We're still listening to it, and this stuff was made decades ago.
Yeah, and what's even more crazy is women are the ones dancing to it. You get on TikTok, and there was his song, a record he did. It was a new record. It's called "Do It to Your Leg Shaking." Do it to your leg, and they do this little thing where they wipe their nose and they start shaking their leg, and it's females dancing to the music. You know what I mean?
So they condone the music.
They kind of co-sign the music too. Right. So, I mean, I cannot take away from what he had done music-wise because he did something ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, like a Harvey Weinstein movie, right? I couldn't say I didn't enjoy that movie after the fact that I figured out that he was an animal. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And he got convicted.
He did.
I think he just
was it 15? I think he got 15 years or something like that.
He just got convicted,
which is relatively low if you think about. They're relatively the same crime.
It is, but he already owed than Roberto.
Yeah,
and so they probably like he probably ain't gonna last. Maybe 10 out of them 15.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you should still. I mean, that's some of the disparities that they keep having. Is like, why are certain people not getting the same sentencing with similar crimes?
We'll have a headache trying to figure that out.
I agree. Harvey Weinstein sentenced to 16 years for Los Angeles sex crimes.
And that's in Los Angeles. I think he did stuff in New York too. So
okay, so he probably got some more.
So yeah, they probably ain't added all that.
He probably got some more on the back end. Yeah, I mean it's a tough thing, man, and it's like I don't know. Like it's funny, right? There's a quote in a movie. A lot of y'all have seen it. It's a very famous quote. It comes from Batman, believe it or not, right? How goofy is that nigga gonna quote Batman? But there's a quote in there. Harvey Dent, who's like the DA at the time, says, either you die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain.
Yeah.
Right?
That's deep.
It's so profound, even though it's in a movie and it's in a comic book movie and it's, whatever. But think about that, right? If R. Kelly had a died, Lord forbid, he would have died 10 years ago.
Okay.
He would have people would never view, I don't even say never view him the way that they view him now, but there's a large band of people that still believe that he was innocent.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
So,
I mean, I get what you're saying, because look at Bill Cosby. He went in when he was an older man. He got out now, but there's still people that feel like he really did those crimes, and there's still people that feel like he didn't do those crimes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there was a lot of people that was accusing Bill Cosby.
Yeah, a lot of people.
It wasn't like, 2 or 3. It was a lot of people.
So is a lot of people doing the same for Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah, that's true.
No.
That's true. But like I said, had Harvey Weinstein would have died 15 years ago, there would be stories, speculations. Was it Jeffrey Epstein's Island?
Yeah.
Same thing, where it's like you can't really prove it though.
You watched that show on Netflix?
What show?
He had a show that telling about his affairs and all that stuff.
I didn't.
Jeff Epstein, whatever his name.
Oh, okay, I know they would say there was some very famous people on that island.
Some very famous people.
Some very famous people that's still out walking around.
Exactly.
Like was it Bill Gates? I think was over there.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, they said, was over there.
Yeah. There's a lot of people over
Zuckerberg. I mean, it was a lot. It was the heavy hitters.
Exactly.
And I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist or nothing like that, but there is a lot of people that believe that there is an Illuminati of sorts that control things, entertainment, industries, companies, stock markets, etc. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Just the way stuff goes, I can believe it's somebody puppeteering this whole entertainment business, because things shouldn't go the way they go. In my opinion,
I agree.
Some stuff shouldn't go the way they go, but they do because somebody's pulling the strings.
Okay, well, let's dive a little deeper into that. So what do you mean by like things shouldn't go the way that they go? Like what happens that you've witnessed as an adult where it's just like that just don't make no sense?
Look how long it took for these allegations on everybody we just spoke on. Bill Cosby, Harvey, Rob, Bert. Look how long it took for somebody to actually come out. I'm quite sure that all these people, all these women that said something about them, said something in the beginning or earlier before this actually came out.
Yeah.
But somebody was like, we'll get to it.
Yeah, the time is not right.
Yeah, the time ain't right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That could have been dealt with a long time ago. And it may have not been this many allegations.
Yeah, that's
true. If it would have been stopped. So I feel like somewhere, somehow, somebody could have stopped it if it was really going on, because we don't know. But if it was really going on, somebody could have stopped it earlier on. Well,
and I agree 100% with that, right? And that always brings into question when these allegations pop up. It's like, when did they say that this happened? Oh, this happened
1993.
Right. I'm like, this is 30 years ago at this point. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that it didn't happen. I don't want to come off as a victim blamer or nothing like that, but it is a little peculiar when like people have these cases and they wait so long to come forward with.
Why you wait so long?
It's almost like clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, wrong is wrong. I don't think you should wait when somebody do you wrong. You know what I'm saying? But again, I can't tell people how to deal with their grief and everything else.
That's
but
true. I mean, it is a process to get over certain stuff that happened to you, and I understand it. But I do feel like if it really that detrimental to your life, you should say something early if it really messes with you and bothers you.
I agree.
Whether it destroys a person or not, they violated you in some certain way that you didn't like, and you should speak on it.
I agree. And I think it's also important to point out that R. Kelly and Harvey Weinstein aren't the only people that are doing this. I mean, to this day, I mean, there's still people in Hollywood and in the music industry that have these similar practices. Now, in the music industry, it may not be underage girls. Maybe these girls are of age. But there are still people knocking on people's doors trying to access stardom, access fame. And it's the same with Hollywood. How many people that are actors or actresses that get around to telling their story to talk about how they moved out to L.A. and they was homeless. They didn't have this, they didn't have that. There are desperate people, right? Desperate times call for desperate measures, and there's always somebody with the leverage that can get you to act out of pocket in the lieu of an opportunity, right? I forget the lady's name. She played on Crash. She played on Westworld. She's a black lady. Gosh, I forget her name. I'll look it up. But long story short, I heard her do an interview where she said that she was trying to break into Hollywood, right? And there was, I guess, some producer or director that will remain nameless. She didn't want to name him. But she said that he sat her down and was just like, yeah, we can get you the part. You know, there's somebody else we're looking at. You know, how bad do you want the part? And I'm paraphrasing here, you know what I'm saying, the story, obviously, because I don't remember it line by line. But the gist of it was he told her, you want to be in this movie? I'm going to need them cheeks. Damn. She was desperate.
That was real.
She was desperate. And
she gave him the cheeks.
She gave him the cheeks. Unbeknownst to her, he recorded it. He then went on the set the next day and showed everybody the video.
She knew what he was doing.
Uh-oh. There go trouble. So she knew it.
She knew it. How you not know somebody recording you? He just propositioned you. How you not know he's not gonna record this?
You went full retard, man.
I'm just saying.
How you not know?
I'm
just saying. If you want this position, you're gonna have to do something for me.
Yeah. But
he probably set the camera up like we got the camera set up like right now.
I don't think it was that obvious. I mean, maybe. I would definitely say this though. I mean, if you desperate and you homeless, does it matter if he records it?
It don't, because you trying to get a position.
Right. So maybe she was just like, I don't think she knew he was gonna take it to set and show everybody the next day.
Yeah.
But maybe it was his home collection of his home video. There is a whole, not like I get on this website or anything like that. But I heard somewhere on Pornhub, there is a whole section on Pornhub called Casting Couch.
Oh yeah.
And the script goes. I got nothing to do with it. The script goes, you know, hey, I got a part for you. I got several parts for you. You look the part. How bad do you want the thing, or how bad do you want the gig? She says, I really want it bad. I need it for whatever reason. Long story short, it's some adult things that happen on the casting couch.
Gotcha.
Right? And it's all based on a promise that I'll get you into a movie, or I'll get you an opportunity in some big room with some big hotshots, so that way it can kind of kickstart your career. That's the reality of a lot of it. Unless you got family in these fields and you're just going out here just by yourself with no resources.
No nothing, no knowledge on nothing.
Somebody's going to take advantage of you at some point in time. And it's like, are you okay with that?
And then you have to probably ask yourself, am I okay with it going that far?
Well, yeah.
Because you can say, am I okay with this, but am I okay with it going as far as somebody seeing it, everybody seeing it on the set?
Yeah.
Some people that you probably don't want to see it, going to see it. Then it gets out to those adult sites. Now it's on. Now it's really going,
Everybody see it.
Yeah, so it's like, am I okay with this?
Yeah, but then you ask yourself, like, how do you prove that this wasn't a consensual situation? Like, and that's the difficult part. Is like in the court of law, like if you go look at the videotape, it looked like you were a willing participant in this event or situation, which maybe you're willing to a degree, but it's almost like it's kind of like blackmail. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
not if they know it's going on. You know it's going on. I want to have it.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I want to have sex with you right now for you to get this part. If you want to have this part, I'm going to have sex with you and I'm going to record it.
I'm going to need you to bust it open.
And I'm going to need you to do everything I tell you to do in this video.
Yeah.
They know what's going on.
I think there are a lot of women that know what's going on.
They might act like they don't know years down the line, but like you say, if you actually view the videos, they're consenting to whatever that male is doing or female is doing in the video.
Well, a lot of times.
She was a hoe. For show.
For show.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
You can't, it ain't too many times where you can just say we're going to have sex and you're a big wig of an executive company and not have some kind of something to protect you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. And even to a lesser degree, like we go down to like the bare basics. This structure that everybody is up in arms about with the R. Kelly thing and the Harvey Weinstein thing, it's happening on a much lower level, right? Mm-hmm. So you think about Chris Brown coming to town next week to Atlanta, theoretically speaking, right? 100 females want to see Chris Brown. 1,000 females want to see Chris Brown. How you getting past security?
They gonna say, "Can I go see Chris Brown?"
Okay, he gonna say, "How bad do you want to see Chris Brown?"
Not enough to do what you think I'm gonna do.
Well, then guess what?
Some gonna say that,
right?
And some will say, "Well, what you want to do?"
Exactly. Let's go in this broom closet real quick,
and they're gonna agree. And I guarantee before they get to Chris Brown, they're gonna sign a non-disclosure, or something else that's gonna protect everybody on his team and everything that happened. Yep. So whatever we did in that broomstick room, that's between me and you. Mm-hmm. And you're gonna have to prove that you didn't do it.
Right. And at the end of the day, you still might not get to see Chris Brown.
Exactly.
So now you feel dirty. Now it's like you already were doing something that's probably out of your character, right? And you were doing it for a purpose, right? Or what you thought to be a purpose. And now you still don't even get to go see Chris Brown.
And that's probably where the allegations come in.
Yep.
I didn't get what I was supposed to receive, so now I'm about to blow the spot up.
Yep. I mean, it's unfortunate. And again, not to bring up another Tupac reference, right? That's my guy. But if y'all remember, he was accused of rape back in like 95 or something like that. And as the story goes, he had sex with this chick. And it was consensual. He met her out. They brought her back to the room, X, Y, and Z, right? After he smashed, he didn't walk her out of the hotel room. I guess it was like a suite. He had his room. He had homeboys in the living room, whatever the case may be. And they're the ones who allegedly sexually assaulted her. But because Tupac's name was bigger, he the one got to go to court. And you'll watch his interviews, and he was just like, where everybody else that was in the hotel? Why am I the only one? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? All I did was go to sleep. I didn't ensure her safety. And because I'm the bigger name, I'm the one on Front Street. Because this isn't even a story if it's not me.
Right.
And that's where I kind of draw the line and say, all right, man, like, if that happens to you, then you have every right to go to the police, file charges, right, to see that situation through its entirety, right? But if you lie about that, criminal charges should be brought up against you.
Exactly.
And I'm not trying to deter you from talking about what happened to you, but what I am trying to say is that any case where there's a he said, she said, if it is determined by a court that you are lying, there's evidence, not just an opinion. We have evidence that you lied because the court of public opinion is so large that even if somebody gets acquitted of the charges, they're still labeled a sex offender. And you're messing.
It can get off your record. They just got to go through a lot of stuff to get it off.
Right.
But it can come off your record.
Right.
Especially if you're acquitted.
Let me ask you this, right? Tomorrow, let's just say all charges against R. Kelly were dropped for some unforeseen reason.
Us in the public will always know that allegations about rape has happened.
Exactly.
But
exactly
on paper, once he gets it taken off, they go away for him.
Okay, so let's just say you got a company, right, and you hiring for a receptionist, and R. Kelly walk in after those charges got dropped. His background clear because he got it together.
Yeah, but they're not going to hire him because they feel some kind of way about the negative impact it will have on their company.
Right, and I completely agree with that. But see, but at that point, his life is over. What can he do for earn a good living?
And I was gonna mention that there's nothing he can do, and that's why I feel like I agree with what you say. People that are found that they lied should get some kind of conviction or something.
Definitely.
You just ruined the person's entire whole life because you lied or you felt some kind of way about what happened, and now that person has to deal with it how they deal with it, and you still get to go on scot-free. Nah, that shouldn't go like that.
I agree, and it's like I wish that those are some conversations that we have with some of our political figures, because again, I don't want to discourage somebody who's went through trauma from coming forward and saying X, Y, and Z, but I don't want people who have buyer's remorse, where the situation just don't pan out the way that they wanted it to. Now all of a sudden bringing up allegations, because in the event that I'm talking about with like the bodyguard and going to see Chris Brown gonna be the one in that situation that's gonna be in trouble, not the bodyguard.
Not the bodyguard.
You know what I'm saying? He may be a co-defendant, but Chris Brown gonna be front and center because they gonna say he orchestrated it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
like you said, he's a bigger name. So
yeah, it
of
definitely.
course gonna go for that. Yeah.
So long story short, I can't stop listening to R. Kelly's music. Now, granted, if he dropped the album tomorrow, I'm not going to bump it. No pun intended. But I mean, I can't stop listening to 12 Play, 1 or 2. I mean, I wish. I mean, he got too many records.
He got a lot of records.
He got too many records.
A lot of records. A lot of his records have molded in scope.
He wrote "You Are Not Alone" by Michael Jackson.
Come on with it.
How am I not gonna listen to "You Are Not Alone" by Michael Jackson?
That's Michael Jackson. So
he wrote records for Maxwell, Casey, and JoJo.
Come on with it.
I mean, come on. You're asking a lot to cancel him specifically.
It's like if you cancel his music, you're canceling all music.
Yeah,
because his writing affected a lot of other people that we listen to.
I agree. I agree.
It's like you canceling all music. Why would we do that?
Well, this is a very good.
Like I said last episode, music molds the world.
Exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, y'all comment below. Please let us know your thoughts. Are y'all still listening to R. Kelly? You know what I'm saying? Quietly in the car, volume on 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you still listening or have you cut him off completely? Let us know.
Let us
know. If you agree, disagree, whatever the case may be, we want to hear it down below. Please like, subscribe, comment, dislike, share with your friends. Bring them to here because we definitely want to bring in new viewers, and we want to make sure we keep this fresh. And we also want to know what other topics y'all want us to talk about. So, yeah, please, you know what I'm saying? Get busy down below. But we'll go ahead and sign off here, man. It's always been a pleasure. We'll get this stuff cranked out. We got other videos coming, as always.
They fire.
We gonna come with videos. We gonna keep coming with content. You know what I'm saying? Until they cancel us. They might cancel us too.
They ain't gonna cancel us. It's us.
Yeah, I mean, ain't got good point. We just regular guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it is what it is, man. As always, man. It's your boy, Mr. Snapper, aka JT, signing off.
Troy Fontaine out.
Yeah.